Hello everyone, my name is Navarro and I'm really excited to invite you tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be delivering a free workshop titled Storyboard Art thanks to English teachers in Peru. Yes, in this opportunity I will be presenting an innovative tool that I personally like, which is called Storyboard. Yes, you will be able to prepare your lessons in an engaging and dynamic way. Yes, this tool can also help you create amazing storytellings as well as stories. Your students will be able to develop their fluency as well as boost their confidence. Yes, so I'm really looking forward to it. Yes, again remember, tomorrow, Friday, see you at 6:30 p.m. Okay, bye bye, so have an excellent day.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome once more. My name is Nefti, and it is a pleasure for me to be part of this year-end closing event that we're having today in English Teachers in Peru Community Live. I would like to start saying, yeah, we made it. We made it through the whole and uncertain year 2020, where we saw ourselves involved in a pandemic which was completely unknown for all of us. And to tell you the truth, we were not ready. We as teachers were not ready. We as teachers didn't know what to do and how to do it. Teachers were not ready, but our lovely students neither. And English teachers in Peru and all the administrators behind the scenes started to work to help teachers out to be effective, teaching remotely despite the circumstances, despite the lack of resources, the lack of knowledge and skills in many cases, or even the lack of internet to teach online. Every single and individual member of this community, from member number 1 to the member number 14,000, everyone was so important. Everyone cooperated in such a way that no teacher in Peru was lost. No teacher in Peru was alone any longer. Teachers were provided with real material and worksheets to teach remotely, with free videos adapted and personalized by you teachers and uploaded to our website altruistically and of course for free. We were also provided with free training webinars where we could learn to use the new technologies better and more effectively in our remote classes. We learned from these webinars a lot about new internet tools, websites, and ways to be the best English teachers of the world. We were given essential tips to be updated in each session, and most importantly, we were given amazing recommendations on how to take care of our emotional health as educators. Some teachers also shared their virtual rooms in their own houses for us to make our offices and spaces into a beautiful classroom setting where our students feel comfortable to learn. Many of you guys also adapted the activities proposed by the ministry through the platform Aprendo en Casa, creating wonderful and real material to use with our pupils. Some others even phoned each student individually to teach and motivate them to continue learning, no matter what their personal circumstances were in that moment. Some other teachers personally took the worksheets to their students' houses because they didn't have internet accessibility. And some others used WhatsApp as another teaching tool to approach them in an easier way. But definitely, all of you teachers shared your experiences and stories here. You shared them with us on this Facebook community where every one of us could learn and feel support to continue doing what we love. So there's no better closing for this year than being thankful with all of you guys for making it possible, because I'm sure that you are the current teachers whose classrooms are full of students who are the future leaders, even the president of this country. Because you guys are inspiring teachers, vocational teachers who teach from the heart. Thank you very much, English Teachers in Peru family, for being the vehicle to make it possible. Many challenges, many difficulties, but we made it. We made it. Thank you very much. And I have to remind it that we are more than 14,000 members there on Facebook, more than 2,000 members there on WhatsApp, and more than 1,000 subscribers there on YouTube. So we are a real community. And now you can wipe away all your tears because it's time to introduce and give voice to the head of this wonderful project called English Teachers in Peru Community. Let's give a warm welcome to Miss Mariela Condorena.
Thank you so much, dear Nefti. So before we get started, I like to go over a few items so you know how to participate in today's event. Some directions, please, that you have to consider for today's webinar. First, please type your questions in the comments section together with your name and place of living. This is during the question and answer session. At the end of today's presentation, the answers to your question and comments will be replied by our guest speaker at the end of the webinar in the question time session. Next, when finishing the webinar, we will share a link for you to have access to the exit ticket, which will be available for 20 minutes. And now it's time to know our guest speaker today and about ours. We are going to learn more about our speaker. Today, I'm very happy to present to Michael Navarro. Michael is a passionate language teacher who is constantly looking for ways to enhance his digital teaching skills. He has taken different methodology courses as TKT, LT, TFL, as well as international exams at Britannico and others. Michael is a firm believer in game-based learning since it allows his students to achieve these learning outcomes. Now, dear Michael, the audience is all yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks, Mariela, for giving this nice presentation. I really appreciate it. Hello, everyone. Hi. It's a pleasure and honor to be here with you. Yes, as always, I'm always really grateful to English Teachers in Peru for giving me the chance to deliver, this workshop, this webinar. Yes, I'm fairly sure we're going to learn different things, more about innovative tools, which is my passion. I really love technology, and what a better way to include it in our lessons, right? So let's begin here. Yes, let's go. Let me share my screen. Oh, and I have a picture here. I always like to start with this question. Yes, on this ship scale, how do you feel today, teachers? We have different numbers over there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So what I want you to do is to write in the chat box or in the comment section below, how do you feel today and why? What number represents you best? In my case, I have like mixed feelings, to be honest. I am like number 9, quite excited. Number 3, because I'm really crazy sometimes. Number 2 and number 1. So it's a complete mix. What about you, teachers? How do you feel today? I can see there number 3, number 2. 3, always 3. Great, very good. Nice. 5, 8.
Exactly. Great. Very good. Excellent. Yes. You know that sometimes we are facing with different challenges, right? So we have different feelings. Different days we express our feelings in a different way. Great, very good. I actually like starting my classes or my lessons with these kind of pictures because they are really relatable, especially in these times, in these difficult times where people are really tired. They are getting used to, the online education. So what a better way, to start with these funny pictures here. That's it. Great. Uh-huh. But something that I need to point out is that the lockdown or coronavirus has given us many memes right here, right? Especially in education, right? And I want to share with you some of these memes that I came across when I was, preparing my lessons. And what I want you to do here is, if you agree with these memes, let me read it aloud, please. We have parenting during the coronavirus shutdown. Day one, you can see a mother really happy, excited. But day three, you can see that she's totally devastated. What do you think about it? Do you agree with that? And then we have another meme right here that says, me teaching in my classroom, you can see, a teacher wearing a suit, so elegant, so classy. But then you have me teaching online, and you can see different kind of teacher, which is so relatable. I must admit that especially at the end of the year, we are like that, to be honest. We prepare a lot our lessons. We are always making an effort to make our lessons dynamic. Yes, we stay up, finding engaging topics, different tools that we can incorporate and embrace, you know. So what do you think about that, teachers? Do you agree with these memes? Let me know, please, in the chat box or in the comment section. Mhm. Great. Exactly. You really agree with these pictures. Great. That's it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Very good. Great. Real life. I can see comments right there. Exactly. That is a reality. And that is something that I like about memes. They are so relatable. That's it. Great. What about this one? I came across this one yesterday. That's it. We can see right there different numbers as well, and how we started and how we ended. And something that we should bear in mind is our well-being. But it's a bit of reality right there, right? Exactly. Absolutely. And I ask my students, in which state are you at? In order to break the ice. I remember I used this meme or, this picture when I started my lesson, and all my students burst out laughing because they had something to say, right? They could tell me different, realities, how they were dealing with, with these difficult times. So it was like a good way to break the ice, yes, and to promote a bit of discussion here. Even though the picture is funny, it is hilarious, but it was a good way, to begin the class. And this is something that I always focus on, yes, engagement. Especially in these times, if your students are not engaged, yes, um, they will not be able, to pay attention to the class as we expected. Yes, they can multitask while you're explaining. So the first thing that I recommend and that I always suggest is catching, your students. Exactly. And by doing that, you need to find a way. You need to know them. And what a better way to do this, right? Great. So let's move on here. Okay. So we're going to begin with our topic. And first, I'm going to read the instructions that we have right here. What I want you to do is to tell me what can you see in this part. Let me show you. Let me show you here. Okay. So what can you see right here? It says, can you guess today's topic? What can you see below? See? Exactly, there is a puzzle. There is a puzzle. That's it. So what I want you to do is, I'm going to give you a link. I'm going to share with you a link, and you are going to find different pieces, yes, of a puzzle. And what I want you to do is to discover the topic, because the topic is right there. Now, listen carefully. When you finish solving the puzzle, you are going to type in the comment section the quote that you are going to find right there, because there is a quote. Are we clear? So I'm going to share with you the link. Let me show you. So this is the puzzle. I'm going to share with you the link, and you are going to try to solve the puzzle like this. Okay, great. So let's see who can do it. Let's see how fast you are. I know you're really competitive. So let me share the link with you. Great. So you're going to receive that link in the comment section, and you're going to enter really fast, and you're going to start solving the puzzle. Great. That's it. So let's see how fast you are, and let's see if you can solve the puzzle right there. Yes, I can see that Kurt. Thank you, Kurt, is sharing the link with you. Great. So let's see. And I have a timer right here. I have a timer of 3 minutes. Let's see how fast you are. Great. Exactly. Very good. Yes, a puzzle. I can see the comment section to activate the brain. Exactly. Yes. You know, when I create, or when I start my lessons, I don't want to start by saying, today we're going to learn the present continuous or the past simple. No, that is going to be completely tedious for students. Yes, you should find a way, you know, to engage them. Yes. So let's see. If you can discover the topic right there, or the quote, because there is a quote right here. Let's see. I'm reading the comment section here. Let's see, teachers. Who can finish the puzzle? Great. That's it. Yes. Okay. So what I want you to do is, oh, great. I can see that Anna is saying creativity is the topic. Nice. Very good. Can you please type the quote in the comment section? Can you please type the quote that you found here in the comment section? Can we share it with other teachers? Yes. So let's see. I know some of you have finished the puzzle. Great. Miss Steffi says creativity is experimenting, growing, taking risks, breaking rules, making mistakes, and having fun. That's it. Very good. You got it. Nice. Exactly. Very good. So in today's lesson, we're going to talk about creativity. So let's begin with this. Let me put it here. Okay. So I just want to specify, you know, the learning objectives that we have, yes, in today's session. Today, we will be able to talk about creativity and learn more about, you know, that skill that our students should develop in our lessons. Even though we are teaching remotely, we should foster innovation and creativity. We will also master an innovative tool, yes, to foster creativity in our lessons. We will be able to learn and discover different activities that you can apply in a digital teaching context. Like this one, like the one we saw before, like the puzzle. Yes, you can use it as a cooler, maybe as an icebreaker, maybe as a warm-up, so that your students can discover today's topic, right? What we should do is try to find, you know, a creative way. That's it. I'm not telling the students the topic. They are discovering by themselves, by solving this puzzle, you see? So we need to think outside the box. That is my point. Every time we prepare lessons, we need to find a way to engage our students and try to add a little bit of variety in our lessons. Great. Okay. Now, teachers, I want to share with you another free tool, because the tools that I'm sharing today, they are for free. You don't have to pay anything. So let's see. This is our second tool. And this is, what can you see right there? Yes, in the picture, what can you see it? How do you call that? You can see a group of words, but what's the name of that? What is that? It says success, vision, work, focus. How do you call this? Can you write? Very good. It's a word cloud. Nice. Very good. And teachers, can you type in the chat box, what is the importance of using word clouds in our lessons? Why do we use it? I'm fairly sure we use it in the physical classroom, but it's also possible to use it in, you know, in a remote class as well. So what is the importance of using word clouds? What is the purpose of using word clouds in our lessons? Can you please provide me with some feedback, please? Great. Exactly. Brainstorming. Brainstorming. I can see group work. Exactly. To elicit. Very good. Absolutely. To ask learners what they already know. Exactly. To activate prior knowledge. Absolutely. Very good. Exactly. To teach vocabulary. Exactly. Very good. Absolutely. To brainstorm. Very good. To teach vocabulary again. Excellent. Okay. So I'm going to share with you another tool. And this tool is called Slido. Now, listen to my instructions carefully, okay? And look at my screen carefully so that you can do this activity. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to share this link. It's this one, the last one, please. It's the last link that I'm sharing. Okay. So you're going to click on the link. And you are going to answer one question right here. I'm going to read the question aloud. It says, what words come to mind when we talk about creativity? What words come to mind when we talk about creativity? So what I want you to do is to enter different words right here. For example, I will start innovation. So you type your answer and you're going to click right here, send. And by doing that, we're going to create our word cloud here. And I'm going to see all your answers. I'm eager to see all your answers here. Okay, yes, can we do that? So let me present it here. Let me present it. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to wait for you. Exactly. Let's see. Oh my gosh, our word cloud is growing. Great. Innovation, picture, ideas, imagination. Great. Let's keep writing, students. Let's brainstorm a little bit of what is creativity. Exactly. This is a good way, teachers, as you said, to improve, to increase our vocabulary. Because as you can see right here, we're all contributing. We're all contributing here. You can see different opinions. And every student, you know, is like a different world. They have different opinions. They want to express, they want to convey their thoughts. Yes. And that is the importance of doing this. I can see here, being yourself, work with games, spark of creativity, fun. Let's see, I'm going to give you 1 more minute to see how many ideas we have. Picture, being yourself, invention, motivation. Great. Engagement, ideas. And as you can see in my word cloud that I am projecting, you can see that the words that are big, you know, we can see right here that the word innovation and imagination, they are like the biggest words here. And you know why? Because we are sharing the same opinion. So if more teachers write the word innovation, that word is going to be, you know, bigger. That's it. Great. I can see more ideas, expression, change, inventiveness. Spark again, create, invention. Awesome, icebreaker, art, activate knowledge. Excellent. So this is another tool, teachers, that you can use with your learners. Yes, you can use this tool with your learners and they are going to love it. They are going to love it. When I teach writing, yes, especially when we are preparing our students, you know, to write, or when they have a writing task, we should teach them, you know, the steps, you know, of writing, the writing process. And one of the first steps is that they need to brainstorm. They need to know what they are going to write about. Yes. So by doing this, yes, you're activating their prior knowledge. They are going to have more ideas. They are going to include more ideas, maybe in the writing, or maybe when I present a topic, sometimes the students are not familiar with the topic. So by doing this, you are making the student, you know, remember. Yes. And when you start discussing with the students, they will have more vocabulary to use. Yes. So you see the importance of doing this, right? Great. Very good. So Slido teaches. This is another website that you can use with your students. Great. Wow, look at here how many words we have. We have 39 words and it keeps growing. Great. Very good. Congrats. Congrats. Excellent. Okay. So let's get started. And you know what is the purpose of the lesson, right? Storyboard. And I want you to be really honest. Have you used storyboards before? If you haven't, what do you think is it about? What can you see here? What can you see in my screen? Can you type in the chat box, please? What can you see in my screen? What is a storyboard? I'm going to give you a few minutes, some seconds, so that you can tell me, okay? What can you see here? Or what is a storyboard in your opinion? What is it? How can this website benefit your students? Great. Oh, I can see that you have never used it. Okay, it's fine. I love when you say no. You know what? You know why I love it? Because it means you are learning something new. Great. That's it. Very good. Never, never. Teacher, I can see a comic. It says, Genara, very good. Yes, it's actually a comic. Excellent. Something that will engage my students from images and stories. Yeah, exactly. That is the purpose of a storyboard. And today we're going to learn how to use it. But before starting, I want to give a brief definition of what is a storyboard and how you can use it, right? Because that is important too. As you can see, you're really familiar with this, right? With the Cambridge framework here and the different levels, the European framework. The A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. So I have started using this tool last year, and it was a good way because this tool helped me a lot and helped my students a lot to develop their fluency. Yes, because when they can see this kind of stories, these eye-catching stories, they start, creating their stories by themselves. Especially starters, movers, flyers. When they have the speaking exam, there is a part, in this, there is one speaking section where they have to use connectors like firstly, once upon a time, finally. They have to create their own stories. But I found that all the time we were using the same stories from the book. And when I discovered this website, I said, why do my students start creating, their comics? And they start, using the language, but with their own stories. I'm fairly sure they will have more to say. And it really worked. Yes, it really worked. You can use it with all levels. I teach basic, intermediate, and upper intermediate, and we all use it, and they love it. So it doesn't matter the age of your students, yes, because the purpose here is that we can, foster discussion, that we can promote discussion in class, and that they can improve their fluency. I have as well, some other benefits and perks of using Storyboard that. The first one, as I told you, it was fluency. The second one, discussion. Absolutely. Number 3, we have engagement. Your students are engaged all the time because they want to show off, their stories. We can add personalization here. Remember, we are not using the stories that are in the book. They are creating their stories. And as I said, it's good as well for exam preparation. And right here, my Bitmoji saying, it will help you add a fun factor to your English lessons. Totally true. Absolutely. Yes. So this is one example of one of the teachers this teacher was in my course, and she sent me her evidence. Thank you, Lakshmi. I know that you're here. So it was, a great way of breaking the ice. You told me that had a laugh, when you showed this storyboard to your students, right? And it says right here, will you marry me, right? And here the other person says, not sorry. You see? So these kind of things are great because you never, your students will come up with different ideas. Yes? My students create better stories than me. Yeah. Exactly. They have different stories to share. Sometimes these stories are true as well. So it's nice. You can add a little bit of humor, and humor is what we need now. That's it. You can add humor, but you can also have a purpose in your lessons. Yes? Great. Another thing that my students did with the storyboard was this. I remember that I told my students to create their stories, right? And I received one of these stories right here. Yes. And as you can see, it was, a good way to raise awareness in one of the most difficult topics that many scholars are happening now or going through now, right? Which is bullying, right? You can see loser, fat, lame, stupid. But something that made me reflect a lot as well is that actually the student who did this was going through a lot. And it was a good way, to approach this student and try to, to help him, because he was, it was a good way to express his emotions here. Yes, he was going through that. So as a teacher, I took action. This picture, thanks to this picture, thanks to the assignment that I gave to my students, it made me realize that my little student was going through a lot. and I could take action and I could help my student. Yes. So, wow, you see, I think this is a nice example, right, of what I'm saying. Like, your students can also express, their feelings. Great. Okay. And well, then we have, these comics as well. Yes, so they are, created by my students. And what I do as well is I put my students in the breakout rooms. First, they take a picture or they take a screenshot, of my screen, and they have to create with their partners a story. Yes, and you will see how creative they are because they have different stories, they have different versions. Yes, so that is good. Yeah. So you can show them one story. You put your students in the breakout rooms. They start creating, their stories according to what they see. Then after they come back, and you can, nominate the students so that they can share. So that is what I do as well. Another way of using a storyboard. Great. Other examples right here, right? One of my students created this, especially in Halloween. Yes, she created a witch, a princess. Yes, she came up with a story. It was nice. Yes, it was nice. So it was really useful for me. Yes, great. That's it. And more and more and more stories. Okay, so I think it's time to start, yes, with this tool. Are you ready, teachers? Are you ready to begin? I think we all are, right? We want to learn how to use a storyboard. So let's begin. Let's go here. Let's go right here. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to share the link with you in the chat box. We will go to storyboard that. Yes. And you're going to go right here, the first link, storyboard that. You will go to this part, and in your case, you have to go right here, in this part, because you don't have an account yet. Now, let's begin creating our accounts. You have different options. You have Google, you have Microsoft, you have Facebook, you have Twitter, you have ClassLink, you have Clever. I think we all have, a Gmail account, so we can actually use it. So you can log in using your Google account. I click here, yes. And it says choose an account. In my case, because I have more than 3 accounts. So I'm going to choose a random one. Okay. And this is what it should appear in your screen. Don't worry, because this tool is free, okay? Of course, as you know, as a free tool, there are certain limitations, yes? But among other websites similar to Storyboard, this is my favorite, and you will see why. Okay, so you will see 3 options, yes? You are going to go right here. Let me show you. Right here. It says create. Again, I'm going to repeat one more time. So you're going to see 3 options, but you're going to go to the 3rd option, create. Okay, nice. Let me see. Okay. And you're going to see 3 squares. Great. Let me put it here in English so that you can see it. Okay. So once you are here, you will see in this part all the features. You're going to see scenes, you're going to see characters, text, shapes, infographics, and so on. You don't need to know all these options. You're just going to learn the 3 most important parts of a storyboard. So the first part, yes, or the first thing that we need to do is to create our background. Okay. So you're going to click on scenes. And below scenes, you see town, entertainment, home, indoor, outdoor, school, athletics, transport, job, classic houses, historical, United States history, and so on. Okay, so you have different backgrounds. It depends on what you want to create. Okay, let's imagine that I want to, or that I'm teaching, for example, jobs. So I'm going to type here. I'm going to find this option that says jobs. And you can find offices, you can find restaurants, what else? You can find different places. Okay, so I'm going to choose just one. Again, it depends on you. You can choose the background that you prefer. So what you're going to do is just to drag. You're going to drag this picture. Yes, look at this. You're going to drag it and you are going to put it here. That's it. One more time. Let's do it one more time. So you find, first you find your background. You choose one background and you drag it and you put it here. Like that. Just drag it. That's it. Yes. Let me know in the chat box if you have already chosen your background. Can you let me know, please? Yes, okay. I will read your comments. Let me know if you're here. Again, you choose the background and you put it here in the squares. Teacher, I made a mistake. I want to delete my background. Okay, if you want to change your background, let me show you how to do it. Let's do it. Let's see. Okay. Let's go right here. You're going to click one click here in the background, and you're going to see 3 options: turn, layers, and edit. You need to go to the 3rd option, edit. And as you can see the option copy, you can see the option stretch to fill, you can see the option trim, and finally, you can see the option delete, which is across. Yeah. So in case you want to delete it, you're just going to click here, delete. Let me show you, like that. Again, one click, and then you go here, edit and delete, in case you want to choose a different one. That's it. Okay, great. Now, teacher, I have already chosen my backgrounds. Now, I want to know what is the most, the most important part about the storyboard is the characters, right? Yes, you want to choose your characters here. Yes. So next to scenes, you're going to go again right here, scenes. But next to it, you will see another useful and vital function of a storyboard, which is characters. And my students love this part. They love it. Below characters, because you have already selected on characters, but below characters, you're going to see different options. And this is what I love about Storyboard, because in other websites, you have limited characters. But here, I mean, you have access to thousands of characters. Yes, and this is what I like. Let's explore the options together. Let's see what characters you can include here. You can put adults, teenagers, children, jobs, sports, and so on. For example, in Halloween, my students created a story with monsters and myth here, mythology. It was amazing. Yes, look at that. I mean, I just choose one and I put it here. You can also change the size of your character, as you can see. Great. Teacher, can I put more than one? Of course, you can put the ones that you want. You can continue. Let me choose another one here. Teacher, I saw that the last option, it says animals. Can I put animals here? Yes, you can. You can add pets as well in your stories. Which is the last option. So you are in characters, you see adults, teenagers, children, jobs, sports, but the last option, the last one is animals. And you can include animals here. And my kids love, you know, putting or using animals in their storyboards, even adults. Yes, even teachers, we love animals, so come on. Great. So let me put here one. Again, the same process. You just choose one and you drag it. That's it. Teacher, again, I want to delete it. I chose the incorrect character. I want to put another one. The same step. You click on the character, one click, and you go here, delete. Boop. That's it. But teacher, I want my character to move a little bit because he's like still. I want, you know, I want my character to move, to dance, you know, maybe to change the facial expression. You know what I mean? Yes, I know what you mean. So let me put it here. I'm going to choose the character, in this case, this witch. You can also change the color of the hair, as you can see. Yes, you can change the color of the skin, the eyes, belt, you know, and the shoes as well. But teacher, how can I change like the facial expressions? Important. Again, one click on your character and you need to go right here. Edit pose. Yes, you need to go to edit pose. This part. One more time. Click on your character, edit pose. So I'm going to click here, edit pose, and you are going to see your character. You can see in this part head, expression, left arm, right arm, and legs. Yes. Teacher, I want to change the position of the head. Okay, so choose this one maybe. Teacher, but witches are not happy. They are always like angry and upset or irritated. Can we make it realistic? Yes. Let me put it. What about now? Yes. She looks like a real witch. Like a real witch. Yes. That's it. Now, you can also change the position of the arms. You know, the left arm. Like that. The right arm as well. Yes. And here below right arm, you can see legs. Look at this. Uh-huh. Nice. What do you think about it? It's great, right? Yeah. Now, in this part, you can also change the position. Maybe back, front, right, left. Okay, great. Teacher, I don't want my witch to feel angry. Can we change the facial expression? Yeah, maybe surprised, like that. Uh-huh. Maybe scared. Ooh. Maybe cheeky. Uh-huh. Maybe with a wink eye. Uh-huh. She looks sexy right there. Maybe she's sleepy. She wants to go to sleep. Maybe she's crying. Okay. Now, once you have decided, you know, how to put the facial expression and the other features, important, you need to go right here. Look at my cursor here. You're going to go to this part. Update pose. Update pose. And click. And once you click right there, your character has changed, right? Yes, your character has changed now. See, I can change the size again. So it's up to you. It's up to you. Okay, great. Teacher, again, I didn't understand. Okay, let's do it with the dog then. Okay. Now, in the case of the dog, teacher, the dog can also change. I mean, the facial expression and the position. Yes, in some cases, yes, in others, no. But let's see with this dog. In the case of the dog, you are not going to see edit pose. You are not going to see that. You are going to see image options. Yes, image options, which is in the same position. So you're going to click here, image options. Yes, and you can see different poses right there. You can change the fare, but you can also change the pose here. Right? Can you see it? Can you try it, please? Can you select a pet and can you do the same? Can you do what I'm doing? It's lovely, right? Yes. So once you have selected how to, once you have edited the pose, remember always, teachers, that you have to go here, update image. If you don't click right here, you're going to lose what you have done. So be careful with this. You need to click here, update image. Boop, and you click right there. And you see. Now you can see a sleepy dog here. Yes, and a witch that is crying. Great. Yes. Let me know in the chat box if you could do this, please, or in the comment section. Yes, it's nice, right? That's it. Let's try with another, with other animals. Teacher, I love cats. Okay, let's go with cats then. Let's see what options they have, because not all the pets have the same options. Yeah. Okay, let me choose this one. These two cats. Okay. Okay. They are quite big to be cats, right? Let me change the size. Okay. Okay, great. So you already know that in order to change the pose, you need to click, on the character, in this case, in this beautiful and lovely animal, and you're going to click here, image options. In this case, this particular pet has these two poses. Yes. Other pets have more options. So that's why I said it depends on the animal you choose. But you get the idea. The process is exactly the same. You just click on the animal and then you edit pose. You can change the color. And that's it. Great. Yes, fantastic. So let's suppose that you have already, chosen your characters. You have already edited your beautiful animals and characters. Teacher, something is missing. We need the speech bubbles, right? That's it. So I'm going to explain you how to use or how to include the speech bubbles. Yes, so that you can add a dialogue right here. Okay, just to remember, because I told you at the beginning, the three most important features of a storyboard that first, scenes. You already know what is scenes. Next to scenes, we have characters. You already know this part, characters. And the last, feature that you should know and you should master is this one, Abel's text, also known as speech bubbles. So right here, you are going to see different kinds of speech bubbles. Okay, yes, the shape, the size is different. So it's up to you. They have the same purpose, but it's up to you. Okay, yes. In my case, I'm going to choose a random speech bubble. So let's go with this one. You should also see the position of the speech bubble. Yes. So let me click here. Again, you drag the speech bubble and you put it here. Yes. Okay, great. Teacher, I need to edit the size. Yes, you need to edit the size. Let me click on my speech bubble. So I'm moving my speech bubble. And here you're going to see the options to make my speech bubble bigger or smaller. Okay, great. So let me put it here. Okay, that's it. So once I have, placed my speech bubble, it's time to type, right? Because you want to add a bit of, you want to create your dialogues. And another teaching idea or something that I have done is when I present my classes, we contextualize a lot when we are presenting grammar structures and so on. So it's great, to use this tool because you can actually do that, right? You can present your topic, you can present the grammar structure, yes? By using a storyboard, you create a dialogue, you set a context, yes? And it's a good way to showcase this, right? Yeah. You're teaching grammar, you're engaging your students. Yeah, that's it. So, teacher, how can I write here in the speech bubble? Okay, listen carefully. So you have the speech bubble here, and it says, click here to edit. See, I'm going to give one click. One click. And I'm going to start typing right away. Can you see that I'm typing? Yes. If you can't, click twice. In case you can't. But you will see that you can type here. Yes. And you can add the text over there. Yes. That's it. That's it. So once I have added my text here, you can continue with the next one, right? Now the dog, or in your case, you can put a speech bubble for the other characters that you have created. Yes. So you continue and you repeat the same process. These processes are so repetitive, so it's easier to get used to it. Yes. Let me put it here. The same. You see, I drag the speech bubble I put it here and we do the same, right? Yeah, in this case, he's sleeping. That's it. Okay, great. And then you continue with your other characters. That's it. Great. Okay. So, teacher, what do I need to know now? Before moving on, I want to show you this. This is like a trick. In order to find your characters or your scenes much faster, in Storyboard that you can see an option. This is like Google. When you're searching for information, the same part, like the search engine here. Can you see it? So you're going to click here. This is like Google. You're going to type what you're looking for. Okay. Let's suppose, teacher, I'm looking for, or I want a police officer. I'm teaching pre-K, so I'm teaching jobs. Can you write it down, please? Yes. Police officer or teacher. And this is what is going to appear. With the premium account, you'll have access to millions of creative stock and blah, blah, blah. But you're going to click here. No, thanks. I don't want the second option. Yes? That's it. Exactly. Because the tool is free. But you know that if you pay, you can have, more options. But for me and for my classes, this is more than enough. Okay? So I have just typed police officer here. Yes. And as you can see, lovely pictures, right? You can see the police officer, policewoman, policeman, police car, and a police station. Yes. Can you see it? Great. So it's going to save time as well for you, right? So this is like Google. You type what you're looking for. Teacher. Okay. Let me put it here. If you click here on teacher, you're going to see images related to it, like books, like a desk. That's it. And so on. Right? Great. So it's nice, to use exactly this search. It's a search results. You can find what you're looking for in seconds. Yeah, that's it. Great. Okay, great. So after I have done this, after I have finished with this, you have two options. You can save it, or you can use the trick that I always use. What's the problem here? Let's be honest. I remember when I was starting with this tool, I was assigning my students, to do this, and they had problems with the website. Sometimes when they save their progress, sometimes they couldn't save it properly. So a good way to avoid this kind of problems, or to avoid the typical excuse from students like, teacher, there was a problem with the website, when in fact they didn't do their homework, what you can do is this. Do you know this tool? I will say it in Spanish, and we all have it in our computers. This is called herramienta recortes. We all have it in our computers. Yes, we all have it. So with herramienta recortes, with this tool that you have incorporated in your computer, you can click here, and you click here, new. And I can select what I want to copy in this part. Can you see it? Yes. So what I do, and this is to save space as well, because in Storyboard that you can create up to 3 stories for free. But what we can do, for example, is to take like a screenshot of your computer, yes, or you can use this, tool, and you can copy it, and you can have it in your, and you can put it in your PPT presentation, yes. And then you delete this part, right? And you continue with the next one. Because our objective is just to have this picture already prepared, right? So we don't need, you know, to save it here in a storyboard. And sometimes the students have trouble with this. So I told them, no, you need to be more practical. Use herramienta recortes. You copy this, you know. Let me show you again. So it depends, right? So we have different softwares, but here I just put, you know, herramienta recortes, and you can see the option. The icon is like scissors. So I click there, and I click here, nuevo. And then I select what I want, you know, to copy. And then I just copy here, and I can put it in my PPT presentations. Copy and paste. You're familiar with that. Yes? Great. Like that. You see? Great. That's it. And you can repeat the same process. And after I have copied my storyboard, that I can delete this and I can create an extra one. Yes, because sometimes the storage here in storyboard is limited because we don't have the premium account, right? So this is a good way, you know, to avoid buying or purchasing, you know, the membership. Come on, teachers, I don't want to waste my money here. So, but what we can do, you know, is to take advantage of this tool, which is herramienta recortes. We copy the picture we're looking for or our storyboard, and then we paste it in our PPT or our PowerPoint presentation. Copy and paste, or Control-C, Control-V. That's it. And Bob's your uncle, you have it. Yes, that's it. Great. So this is what you should know about this tool. Again, in order, I just want to recap. Yes, you have scenes, characters, able text, and then other options are like shapes. In case you're teaching math, you can also, you know, use these shapes, infographics, you know, and so on. Yes, even science as well. So you can copy some pictures here. But as I told you, in order to do the storyboards that I showed you before or at the beginning of the presentation, you just need to know these three features of a storyboard: scenes, characters, able text, also known as speech bubbles. Yes, that's it. That's the only, or those are the only features that you have to know. Great, that's it. And I'm fairly sure your students will enjoy it. I mean, what I did with my students was at the end of the class, we had like 5 minutes. So I explained briefly about this website. And come on, they are digitally literate. They know how to use Google. They know more than us. Yeah. And they immediately, you know, they could enter right here. They started exploring. I also, at the time I was teaching preschoolers, what I did was to train the parents. I trained the parents, or what you can do is to record yourself, yes, and you can send a video as like a tutorial to the parents, right? So that they can get familiar. But if we're talking about adults, you know, teenagers, you know, they can explore by themselves. But my suggestion is that you can give them you can give your students a mini introduction, like a mini training, right, of this. And then as they want to create, you know, an amazing storyboard, they are going to discover all these options, and you're going to get surprised by the things they can do here. Yes. So yes, this is my suggestion. That's it. Great. Okay. So now, after we have practiced how to use Storyboard that, I think it's time to go to Padlet, because I want you to interact right here just to finish. I'm going to send you a link, okay, of Padlet, and you're already familiar with it, I'm fairly sure. Let me see. Let me put it here. Okay, let me copy the link. Let me copy it, and I will send it here in the chat. Yes, Padlet. Great. So what I want you to do is share your storyboards below. And don't forget to write a comment in the chat box. It says, don't forget to express your thoughts about the digital resource we practiced together. So what are your thoughts on a storyboard? Can you create your Padlets, please? You can put your name if you want to be famous. And then you can add, or you can provide me with some feedback, or what's your personal opinion about it? So can you write here? That's it. Can we, yes, can you include your ideas, your opinions right here, please? Great. That's it. You can add your comment in this part. What are your thoughts on the storyboard? That's it. I can see one like. Great. But add your opinions, please. That's it. Oh, I can see one opinion here. Great. So I'm going to wait for the others. Let's see how many ideas we can have. Great. That's it. Yes. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to write your personal opinion. What's your viewpoint about storyboard art? Exactly. I can see definitely it will help us to enhance our students' English skills. Exactly. And language proficiency as well. Yes. It's a good way, you know, to develop fluency. Absolutely. Yes. And the creativity. Yes. And we sometimes forget about that, right? So we can promote creativity, we can promote communication here, collaboration as well, because as I told you, you can put the students in the breakout rooms, right? And they can create their own stories in pairs or maybe individually, right? That's it. Great. Oh, you love it. Great. You will use it. Fantastic. It's a very interesting tool, but I need to be familiar with it. Absolutely. If this is the first time, that's it. You need more practice. Yes. Practice makes perfect. Exactly. So you need to get used to it. It takes time. It takes time. But once you get the hang of it, you will be ready to create more and more. Yes. And the time spent will be less. I'm fairly sure about that. Great. Fantastic. Very good. Oh, I can see your pictures here. Great. That's it. Very good. Let me put it here. Great. Very creative. I can see Clarissa says, yes, it's a new tool for me and it's wonderful. So glad that you like it. It says it's an amazing tool. I'm eager to start to use it with my students. Thanks for the tips. Great. I appreciate it. I appreciate your comments. Great. That's it. So one more minute. Yes. And this is evidence. Oh, look at that. I think someone posted, yes, one storyboard here. Can you see it? Thank you. It says, nice. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Great. That's it. So glad the teachers are already using, you know, their stories. And here we have another one. Let me put it. Oh, it's a PowerPoint presentation. Let's see. Great. Nice. Very good. Look at that. Yes. I can see the text right there. I can see the backgrounds. Yes. You know, in order to create your storyboards, you need to know these three main features. Yes? Great. So glad that you're already using it in your lessons. Congrats. Yes, excellent. You're amazing. Great. Okay. Okay. Just before finishing with the presentation, I want to go right here just to wrap up. Let me put it. Okay. I want to read this and I will read it aloud. Okay. Great. So this is a quote that I really like. This quote is from George Carus. It says, and he says, technology will not replace great teachers, but technology in the hands of great teachers can be transformational. What do you think about it? Can you give me some feedback in the comment section, please? Technology will not replace great teachers, but technology in the hands of great teachers can be transformational. As I always say, what the point here, yes, is that we need to choose appropriate tools according to our objectives, according to our learning outcomes. Yes. Yes, it's not about how many tools I include in my lessons. It's about how effective I am with them, right? You need to be effective. Yes, you need to know what is the purpose. If you're practicing, maybe speaking, okay, use a storyboard. If you want to review, if you can use Kahoot maybe at the end of the class, right? But try to add a bit of variety. Yes, don't always use Kahoot at the end of the class. There are other ways. For example, the exit ticket, right? For example, write 3 things you learned in the class. Write 2 things that you want to learn in the future. And what was your favorite part of the lesson? Yes. We're evaluating students, but students can also evaluate us, right? We should know our audience. That's it. So I just want to finish with this quote, and let me put it here. And I think we all deserve a round of applause. You did a good job. Let me put it. Okay, thank you. So that was it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let me close it. Okay, great.
Thank you. Thank you so much, dear Michael, for an excellent presentation. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time, your support. Angela, are you here with me? Yes? Yeah, I'm sure you are.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you. As I was talking with Michael, I said, oh, it was a good presentation. I don't know, what do you think about the presentation, dear Angela?
I think it was amazing, and all the teachers are really happy because they learned a lot with you and they are ready to put in practice all what they learned today. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, dear Michael, also because there are some new apps that you are showing us. So it's a great chance to innovate, to, of course, to learn. And of course, I said one more time, of course, because I will attend to your worship because there's new kind of strategies will be amazing to apply for classes. It's very good and very challenging also, by the way, too. So we have many, I mean, let me see here. Also, you can see the comments from Facebook. They're so happy. There are many amazing comments from you that they agree what you're talking about, and also it's a great chance to innovate in our case because I agree. We were talking with Angela also about that. We're so impressed because it's a chance for us not only to develop some ICT skills, also because the students have a chance to create their ones, and of course they can develop the competencies by their own, and of course they will be able to use it in their favor. So it's a great chance for us. So what do you think about it?
Yes, absolutely. You took the words right out of my mouth. Yes, as we said it, right? It's important for teachers to incorporate technology, but students should also have the chance, right, to make use of these tools because we are preparing students for the future, right? And in the future, they will be able to use technology, and things are changing. And something that I saw, and now that I was reflecting, I saw that in many schools, especially American schools, they were using these tools like for 3, 4 years, yes, and we have recently incorporated, and we will continue with this even after the pandemic. I'm fairly sure all these things that we have learned, all these reflections and techniques, teaching techniques and tools, we will apply it in our physical classroom because it's possible to do it, right? So this will continue. We will continue with digital tools, and I'm fairly sure we will make our lessons more memorable. Yes, with this. Mhm.
Right, right.
Mhm.
What opinion deserves for you, Angela?
I, I think that not only give us the opportunity to use different tools, but it also gave us the chance of teaching our students to use these tools. And this is something really amazing. And I also found a question from a teacher who was asking if this was a collaborative page, if it's like we can give our students a code where they can make a full presentation with this, I mean a full comic, or it's just to make them by their own, one by one.
Okay, uh-huh. Yes, actually, I haven't seen that option in the free version because there are certain limitations that we have, but you can make this tool collaborative by putting the students in the breakout rooms, in the middle of the class. I mean, they have created, what I suggest is that students shouldn't create the storyboard that in class because it's time consuming. So you can assign this storyboard outside the class, and they will take their time to do it. So once they are ready, they can show their storyboards in class, and you can put the students in pairs, yes, and they can collaborate together. They can create stories, together, and in that way, we're fostering collaboration. But in storyboard, that I haven't seen that option in the free version. Yes, but as I said, you can apply, this technique so that you can make it collaborative, right? Mhm. Yes.
If,
Okay, yeah,
oh, sorry.
continue, Angela.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The other question was that if we have to create an account, or is it just free? It's just like you get into it and do it and
Uh-huh.
download.
Uh-huh. Yes, we have to, create an account here. As I said, you can use, like your Facebook account or the Google account to create one. That's why when I was explaining the part of the preschoolers, I trained the parents because they were the ones who had to create the account so that they can work with their kids together, right? So yes, it's mandatory to create an account here in Storyboard. Yes. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry for interrupting you because we were thinking at the same time with Angela. That's why we're so connected.
Don't worry.
Angela, could you please pass to the next slide meanwhile we're talking? Just for all teachers to know, maybe you're waiting for a long time. This before I mean the exit ticket. I'm sorry for this. Sorry for this. Just give me a couple of minutes. Sorry for that. Um, how do you feel now, Michael, for all this? Because you were starting to all this kind of stuff with technology, and nowadays you're improving a lot. And the most important that you're sharing that with all teachers. How do you feel when teachers are so interested to your workshops, and you realize that all? I mean, most teachers that you already train, they
Yes.
already make their best, and of course they use all everything that you show with them with I mean with in their students.
Exactly. That is such an excellent question. Well, I feel, delighted because it all started with this. I mean, thanks to English teachers in Peru, I could share, what I know, right? My passion is technology, and I started giving free webinars and And I'm always happy when teachers, you know, write to me and they send me their evidence, even though they are not in my course, but their comments are so rewarding because they tell me, teacher, like, thanks to these digital tools that I already master, I can make my classes more memorable. My students enjoy my lessons, and my students are already using these tools. So it's great because we're changing the face of education, and now students have a new perspective of a remote class, right? So yeah, it is good. It is good. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. I'm sorry for interrupting just for this moment, just for a couple of minutes, dear Michael. Court is going to share with us to exit ticket. Meanwhile, we'll continue talking. All right.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you so much.
It's okay.
Court, are you here?
Yes. Thank you, Kevin. And thank you, Michael, once again for sharing your expertise and taking your time to teach us all about this storyboard. I'm going to share with you the exit ticket. Este ticket es muy importante, solo tenemos 20 minutos para rellenarlos, ya que al rellenarlo vas a entrar directo al concurso que vamos a hacer. Es un sorteo para unos premios que tenemos preparados, ya que es el último webinar de este año. Así que ahí tienes la dirección, https://bit.ly/ y las siglas de la comunidad, ¿no? English Teachers in Peru 1. Entonces, ¿qué esperas? Anda inscribiéndote ya, porque como te digo, si no lo rellenas dentro de estos 20 minutos, posiblemente no puedas acceder a algún premio, ¿no? Ya dependerá de la suerte, así que vamos, vamos, vamos.
Sí, claro.
Podemos continuar ahora con la ronda de preguntas. Gracias, Kevin.
Sí, muchas gracias. Solo para hacer acordar que sí, es mayúscula. E-T-I-P, todo mayúscula y el número 1. ¿Ok? E-T-I-P y número 1, todo mayúscula y bueno, el 1 no hay ningún problema. ¿Ok? Estaremos igual atentos a sus comentarios si es que por ahora hubiera algún inconveniente. ¿De acuerdo? Pero no sé, espero que no. Ok. Let's continue. Dear Michael, I got a question for you. What are the challenges that you are facing nowadays with this kind of stuff, with technology?
Okay, that is such an excellent question. I think the time when I started facing many challenges was when I started delivering classes online, especially because I wasn't accustomed, or I wasn't familiar with different, features of Zoom, which in my case I use Zoom, to teach. For example, students were not familiar with the annotation tool, so they didn't know how to communicate. They didn't know how to use the chat box, for example, So it was a process, not only for the teacher, but also for the students. And little by little, what I recommend here is that we as teachers, or what I did was, to record myself and show them tutorials, share those tutorials with the students, and, they can get familiar with the platform that you are using. If you are using, for example, Teams, well, I recommend, showing them a video so that they can get familiar with it. In case of Zoom as well, so that they can get used to it. But that was, a big challenge right there. Also the lack of engagement as well, like students were like a bit bored. The class didn't run smoothly. And thanks to that, I started to do more research, right? And I could find these tools. I could learn more techniques about, for example, focusing activities, how to engage your students from the first 5 minutes, right? Warm-ups, schoolers. So those things that you learn, yes, along the way. Yes.
That's very good. That's very nice. Now I have a personal question that sometimes it's really nice to know personal answers for you. How do you realize that how do you realize that ICT tools that you are using nowadays was good for you? Because I think that it was an experience for you where you realize, oh my God, I have to use ICT tools. I have to make research about it, and I want to be specialized on this stuff.
Yes, exactly. I realized about this because a few months ago I started working in another language institute, and most of the teachers, I was really surprised. They already knew the tools that I was using, right? So it was like a shock, and they told me, some of them are Americans, and they told me, Michael, like, we have used these tools like years ago. And for me it was like a shock, because now with this pandemic we're recently starting, to incorporate them, but they had already incorporated these tools before. And that like kind of motivated me to find more and more and more tools, more digital tools, more resources, to read more articles about virtual education. Yes, and yes, it was like that. So my motivation was there, right? It's contagious when you see that other teachers are using digital tools. You want to do it as well, yes, for the benefit of your students, right? Yeah.
Sure, sure.
Mhm.
Something that we have to do nowadays.
Yeah.
Maybe we are not I mean, we are not in touch with technology, maybe
Mhm.
most, but we have to do it. We have to
Yes.
learn for our students. I think
Yes.
we have purpose. Yeah,
Exactly.
sure. I think Angela is going to make you is going to make you some questions. Are you
Yes.
here, Angela? Angela, just give me a couple of minutes. Um, okay. All right. She got some issues. She already told me. What is your advice for other teachers that maybe they are not want to be in charge with technology? Because it's really true that sometimes teachers want to try to use technology, but at the very beginning it's very difficult for them. Maybe for you it's nice because you already got knowledge, you can do it easily without problems. But now there are some teachers that they want to reply what you are doing, and they cannot do it at the first time maybe. But of course, we
Mm,
suppose that we need practice. But what is your
exactly.
advice, especially also for not also for all teachers, also for students that they want to become teachers?
Yeah, such an excellent question. Well, I something that I forgot to mention in the presentation is that many teachers struggle with digital tools. They think that they are not able to do it because of their age. But something that really motivated me and that is really inspiring and should be inspiring for the teachers who are here is that I was introduced to the tools that I showed you today by an 80-year-old teacher, you know? So I would say that age doesn't matter here. The most important thing is that we should practice. And if you want to make a good class, if you want to uh, do it, like you should find a way, right? Motivation should be there. If you want to do your best, you can find more articles, more strategies that you can do, and technology is involved. If we are teaching remotely, well, we have to use digital resources. I'm not saying that we should use all the tools that teacher Michael has told you today, but according to your lesson, you should choose maximum two, one or two, uh, tools that can benefit your students according to the lesson plan you have, right? And according to your topic. But it's a process. It's a process. My suggestion is, and something that I did, to learn about this, is that I was learning from others. Yes. Um, I was checking a lot of tutorials. There are different YouTubers, online teachers who are passionate about technology. So you can learn by that, right? By watching tutorials. Mhm. Tutorials,
Right.
yeah. Hmm.
There are many ways that we can learn.
Exactly,
Right. That's exactly.
exactly.
And also, as you already said, uh, we already have to know which apps or softwares could be good for a class because our context is so different from each teacher.
Exactly.
I'm very sure they will find the best of them. I'm sure they will try to use it them correctly. And of course, all the benefits are our dear students.
Exactly,
Thank you
yes.
so much,
Hmm.
Michael. So, Miss Mariela, has some words also for you.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much, dear Michael, for sharing your knowledge with us. Estoy muy agradecida una vez más contigo, querido Michael, por compartir con toda la comunidad de English Teachers in Perú. Y tengo a bien también anunciar el noble gesto que está teniendo Michael con la comunidad. El día de hoy está otorgando algunas becas para los cursos que están ya por iniciar. Entonces, ya hace unos minutos ha compartido para todos ustedes, Kurt, el link del exit ticket, toda la data que va a ingresar ahí, de los datos que ustedes están registrando, lo vamos a considerar en este momento, Michael, y tú nos vas a acompañar para poder dar a conocer quiénes son los ganadores de estas becas. Y veamos ahora qué incluyen las becas otorgadas por nuestro querido Michael Navarro. Bien, pasamos entonces a visualizar Miss Ángela ya. En este caso, Michael, tal vez nos puedas explicar un poquito en qué consiste el curso que vas a dar y las becas que estás otorgando para los teachers de la comunidad.
Excelente. Muchas gracias, Mariela. Sí, efectivamente, nuestros cursos ya están empezando el día de mañana, sábado y domingo. Hemos sacado 2 horarios. Entonces, estas becas que voy a sortear van a ser para el turno domingo, ¿sí? Porque ya el turno sábado ya se nos ha acabado mucho las vacantes, pero para el día domingo aún se pueden inscribir, ¿sí? Y bueno, acá tenemos nuestros 2 horarios y el curso es acerca de 3 herramientas, justo unas herramientas que he presentado yo en el taller, como Slido, Socrative y Nearput. Los cursos se dan una vez a la semana, o bien es sábado o bien es domingo, y en cada lección, en cada clase, vamos a aprender en una duración de 2 horas por sesión cada herramienta. Por ejemplo, nuestra primera clase, y esta semana estamos empezando con Nearput, ¿no? Nearput es una herramienta de lo que es engagement, todo lo que es motivation, engagement, para diseñar clases, virtual trips, todo lo relacionado a lo que es engagement. Es como PowerPoint, similar to it, también puedes crear tus presentaciones y es una herramienta gratuita y libre. Entonces, esa va a ser nuestra primera herramienta que vamos a ver en Nearput. Y bueno, la siguiente semana, porque son en total 3 clases, sería Socrative y Slido. Todas estas herramientas se enfocan en lo que es las 4 Cs, the 4C, right? Creativity, communication, collaboration, and so on. So, these tools are really important, son muy importantes para el manejo y son las que más uso yo en mis clases, ¿no? Socrative, Slido, que es, por ejemplo, el brainstorming, ¿no? Y los horarios están ahí, mi número de teléfono ahí, cualquier cosa se pueden comunicar al número que está ahí, como son 3 sesiones. Y bueno, las becas que se está sorteando incluyen todos los beneficios del curso, ¿no? Las 3 sesiones, el certificado que se otorga al finalizar el curso, ¿no? Y bueno, el soporte, porque siempre estamos mediante el grupo de WhatsApp. Entonces, cualquier duda, cualquier consulta, a los participantes siempre se les está apoyando, ¿no? Ya empezamos esta semana.
Listo, muchísimas gracias, estimado Michael. Entonces, el día de hoy sorteamos las becas, 2 becas completas para el horario que justamente nos indica Michael. Inicia este domingo 6 de diciembre. El horario exacto inicia a las 11 de la mañana hasta la 1 de la tarde los días domingos, ¿no? De 11 a 1. Y serían 2 becas completas. Muchas gracias, Michael. Muchísimas gracias por el gesto. Y 2 medias becas.
2 medias.
Entonces, en este momento ya nos va a ayudar el profesor José, de repente para poder iniciar con el filtro de la data y para que podamos ir compartiendo. Bien, Michael, de todas maneras, antes de que pasemos a la parte del sorteo, quiero agradecerte a ti, quiero agradecer también a toda la audiencia que el día de hoy nos ha acompañado, que está interesado en todo lo que es tecnología. Por ahí veía de repente, tal vez agregar un comentario, una pregunta que decían, ¿qué pasa si no tenemos tecnología, no? Esto no solamente es de repente para aprenderlo nosotros, utilizando la tecnología de todas maneras, pero finalmente esto lo podemos utilizar como un recurso que hasta lo lo podemos imprimir para una clase presencial, que hasta si mi estudiante no tiene internet, pero mínimo en la gran mayoría de casos tienen siquiera WhatsApp, comparto las imágenes de la historieta por WhatsApp. Realmente es súper productivo, creo que es mucho más bonito, a ellos les encanta todo lo que son cómics y ese tipo de cosas, entonces hay que aprovechar ese gusto que tiene el estudiante por ello. Muchísimas gracias, he visto el día de hoy muy emocionada cuando has hecho la parte de Padlet, cuando los teachers han compartido sus productos y han podido hacer sus historietas. Qué genial, realmente qué genial, Michael. Muchísimas gracias por ese aporte el día de hoy, a toda la audiencia una vez más. Y bien, para que me puedan ayudar por aquí, de repente, Miss Tavi, Teacher Rumi, Teacher Rubén, vamos a iniciar con la parte del sorteo. Nos indica Teacher José, Profesor José, si ya está listo o todavía esperamos unos minutitos más para ir viendo y explicándoles en qué consiste. Hi, Rubén. Ya está ahí para ayudarnos.
Hi, hello, Miss Mariela. Thank you, Teacher Michael. Really interesting information that you share. I really want to say thank you from my city. I am from Huánuco, and I think from the rest of our country too. Thank you a lot.
Thank you.
Okay, you let me know, Mariela, when we start.
Yes, please. You can start. De repente con algunas instrucciones para que queden claras, algunas instrucciones para que no haya después ninguna duda con el tema del sorteo, ¿no? El programa que vamos a utilizar es un programa en donde se va a ingresar toda la data que se ha generado de los formularios que ustedes mismos han llenado, que ya han compartido hace un momento, el link. Va a ingresar todos los datos y de manera aleatoria el programa va a elegir los teachers. No va a haber ninguno al agua, vamos a ir de frente al grano rapidísimo para que ya podamos conocer a los ganadores. Entonces, aquí ya tenemos el programa. Rubén, ¿me puedes ayudar? No hay ningún problema por ahí, si es que está Miss Tavi también. Tenemos el programa, como vemos en el medio, donde están los concursantes. Está ahí toda la data de los teachers que hoy día han llenado su formulario. Y aquí es que nos van a salir los ganadores. Bien, Rubén, ahora sí te doy el pase para que podamos dirigirlo.
Great, thank you. Muy bien. Bueno, esperamos a la profesora Tabita. ¿Dónde está Miss Tabita? O creo que tuvo problemitas con conexión. De todas maneras, empezamos. ¿Sí?
Iniciamos.
Bueno, creo que lo está manejando el profesor José. Okay,
entonces,
genial, entonces vamos a comenzar. Bueno, mucha suerte a todos nuestros colegas que han participado. Muchas gracias por su participación. Y bueno, y gracias también al profesor una vez más, Michael, por haber por permitirnos recibir mucho más conocimiento, ¿no? Con estas dos becas. Bueno, y suerte para los docentes. Ok, Teacher José. Let's start. Ok, esperando. Ok, nuestra primera ganadora o ganador de la primera beca.
Yanina Guevara Calderón, ¿verdad? Felicitaciones, Yanina.
Yes. Yanina Calderón Guevara.
Yanina Calderón Guevara.
Ajá.
Yanina Calderón Guevara, congratulations.
Bravo, bravo.
Calderón Guevara, Yanina.
Aplaudimos a mi Yanina. Por favor, tiene que confirmar ahí en el chat de Facebook ahorita mismo si nos ayudan los teachers para poder verificar si es que Miss Yanina está ahí, por favor. Nos confirman. Sí. Confírmenos por el audio. ¿Está ahí ya?
Sí está la Miss
Yanina.
Ya está listo. Entonces, que se contacte, por favor, al messenger de nuestra página de English Teachers in Peru y ahí le vamos a responder para hacer todas las coordinaciones que se hacen directamente con Michael para que ese domingo inicie. Bien, felicitaciones, congratulations, dear Yanina. Continuamos, Rubén.
Ok, seguimos entonces. Dos sortudas más, una beca más, una beca completa y una media beca. La beca completa entonces es para...
¡Oh! Yo la conozco.
Velázquez.
Yeah.
Ajá,
Silvia Esperanza. Silvia.
Silvia Velázquez.
Bravo, Silvia.
Confirmen si Silvia está por ahí. Teachers, tiene
Vamos
que
a esperar,
confirmar
a
en
ver.
el chat, please.
Esperamos a ver unos cuantos segundos para ver
Esperamos
si
unos
responde.
esperamos unos minutitos que confirme. Solamente un minutito, tiene que ser rapidito y si no, ya pasamos a sortearlo.
Ok. Mientras tanto, entonces vamos explicando, los dos primeros ganadores están llevando la beca completa y ahora viene una media beca, ¿cierto? ¿Si lo confirma,
Así
Miss
es.
Mariel?
Ya, son 2 becas completas que ya han sido sorteadas ahorita y luego vamos con 2 medias becas de parte de nuestro generoso amigo Michael Navarro, que bueno, van a tenerlo de teacher, así que va a ser algo espectacular. Ya han visto el dinamismo que tiene al enseñar, definitivamente va a ser genial para los afortunados que el día de hoy se están llevando las becas y las medias becas. Recuerden que una vez que hayan salido, que vean ahí el nombre, tienen que escribir en el chat mismo del vivo que tenemos en este momento por Facebook y seguidamente mandan un mensajito por el Messenger de nuestra misma página de English Teachers in Peru, un mensajito nada más, se conectan con nosotros y hacemos toda la coordinación. Nosotros estamos guardando sus datos, tenemos también todos los datos en el form, así que no se preocupen por ello, ¿sí? Entonces me comentan.
De todas maneras,
ya
sí,
estuvo.
acaba de contestar, acaba de responder, enviar un mensaje, ya está contactándose con nosotros.
Silvia Esperanza Velázquez ya respondió.
Así es.
Ok, congratulations, teacher Velázquez Silvia. Continuamos entonces, Marielita, con el siguiente.
Así es. A ver, Michael,
ganador, a ver.
la voz de 3. 1, 2. Vamos, para que vaya el gol.
Ok, 1, 2, 3, go. Let's go. And I guess the winner is Prieto Atoche Martita. That's it. Congrats. That's it. Very good.
Congratulations.
A ver, veamos.
Bravo, Marita.
Martita. A ver, veamos si es que se hace presente. Nos ayudan, por favor. Si es que está presente ahí en la sala. Revisamos si está presente ahí, que escriba por favor en el Facebook, en el chat. Esto estaría cubriendo una media beca para los cursos que va a dictar Michael y estaría iniciando ya este domingo, sería su primera clase. A ver, veamos, vamos a dar un minutito más y si no, pasamos al siguiente. Por ahí, si está ahí, Martita Toche. Creo haber visto un hello.
Yes, hello.
Ya
respondió.
Listo, creo que sí, ya confirmó, está por ahí. Excelente, entonces vamos con el siguiente. Igual, Michael, ¿nos ayudas a la cuenta de 3?
Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Yeah! We have teacher here and it's called Nelson Isidro Torres. That's it. Congratulations. Nelson Isidro. Okay. Very good.
Bravo, Nelson.
Okay, congratulations.
Congrats.
¿A qué accede Nelson, Rubén? Vamos a decirle.
Sí, el ganador entonces de nuestra media beca, la última media beca, entonces es para el profesor Nelson Torres Isidro. Nelson Torres Isidro. Vamos a esperar a ver un momento.
Esperamos un momentito a ver si es que está ahí, en buena hora. Y si no, pasamos al siguiente. Vamos a ver.
¿O qué dicen los otros teachers, no? ¿O pasamos de frente? No creo, ¿no?
¿Qué dicen los demás teachers que están ahí en el chat?
Ya comentó, sí está aquí.
Ahí está. Sí,
Queríamos hacer trampita. Los demás que están presentes quieren también beca. Ya está, sí está ahí, acaba de comentar Nelson. Ok, teacher Nelson, Jason Torres, congratulations. Tiene usted la media beca, por ahí nos han consultado, estimado Michael, el costo del curso. Sí, seguramente que hay algunas personas que están interesadas también en acceder.
Sí, el costo del curso, la inversión total por las 3 clases es de 60 soles. El curso total incluye, bueno, las 3 sesiones y el certificado al final del curso, ¿no? El certificado de participación. Nos quedan vacantes aún sábados, pero bueno, estas becas, como yo ya hice este mismo workshop la semana pasada, lo hice para el sábado, ahora para el domingo, pero aún nos quedan unas cuantas del sábado, si es que están interesados, y bueno, el de domingo también. Ya empezamos, bueno, esta semana. Así que sí.
Listo, listo, Michael. Ahora sí, teachers, abrimos los micros. Le damos también un fuerte aplauso a Michael por el gesto de hoy día, por su participación el día de hoy. Muchísimas gracias, querido Michael. Nosotros felices de que estés con nosotros en este webinar. Estamos felices de que estés con nosotros en este webinar. Alguien está con el micro doble. Ya está. Entonces, Michael, ¿qué más decirte? Primero, desearte los mejores éxitos en este curso que vas a llevar. Estoy seguro que los teachers se van a ganar mucho contigo. A todos los administradores el día de hoy. También gracias por siempre estar aquí, todos parte de la comunidad, todos queriendo aportar y ayudar a los demás teachers, atentos en los comentarios, atentos en todo momento. Crean que esto ha sido rapidísimo, lo hemos coordinado todos los administradores con Michael en 2 días o 3 días. La idea era poder de repente hacerlo a través de Facebook Live, porque sabemos que a veces, al menos la cuenta que tenemos, ¿no?, de Zoom, no abarca más de 100 docentes y sabíamos que Michael iba a congregar a más y definitivamente no queríamos dejarlo pasar así. Para ustedes, teachers, esperamos que esto sea muy productivo, que lo puedan utilizar en aula. Y como ya inició en el webinar de hoy, el último además que estamos dando por este año, y lo cerramos con un, además de gran ponente, de gran maestro, un gran amigo para nosotros, para la comunidad, un colega también. Con mucho cariño, estamos en el mes de diciembre, reciban un saludo de parte de todo el equipo administrativo por estas fiestas navideñas que ya se asoman. Que el Señor bendiga a cada uno de sus hogares, que haya felicidad en casa, que se encuentren muy bien en todas sus familias, que les dé mucha salud, que nos dé mucha sabiduría, que nos dé mucha paciencia y que nos dé muchas fuerzas para continuar luchando adelante por nuestros estudiantes, a pesar de las muchas adversidades que se nos presentan. Estimados colegas, maestros, saben que tienen en nuestra comunidad un espacio para poder aportar, para poder compartir, apoyar y crecer juntos siempre. Para el próximo año tenemos ya en proyección diferentes ciclos de webinars en donde también vamos a considerar sus sugerencias para poder hacer de que esto sea lo más productivo posible para ustedes y por supuesto siempre con el mismo corazón, completamente gratuito. Esperamos tener a Michael también en el futuro una vez más, seguramente lo vamos a estar llamando. Y también decirles que sabemos que se viene, de todas maneras quiero hablar un poquito de las cosas que se viene antes de ya concluir con esta sesión. En la comunidad tenemos, además del grupo de Facebook, en WhatsApp, que son varios grupos, se acerca, por ejemplo, otro proyecto que tenemos, el concurso de nombramiento, contrato y ascenso que generalmente hace el Ministerio de Educación cada año y para el próximo año seguramente ya está fijado, ¿verdad? Entonces, desde hace 3 años, les comentamos, nosotros generamos y organizamos grupos de estudio, obviamente completamente gratuito también, como todo lo que hacemos, para poder entre todos nosotros desarrollar los temarios y bueno, otras opciones o estrategias que utilizamos para poder prepararnos para este tipo de exámenes. Vamos a dar ya la iniciativa, la noticia y la propuesta completa y la invitación, por supuesto, a través de nuestros canales, a través de Facebook, a través de WhatsApp, YouTube, y nuestro blog que tenemos ahí para poderlos invitar en su momento. Sepan que tenemos bastantes sueños, bastantes ilusiones de poder seguir haciendo y realizando actividades, iniciativas que siempre busquen mejorar nuestro desarrollo profesional, mejorarnos a nosotros también como seres humanos, que finalmente lo que damos como educadores es una formación integral a nuestros estudiantes, que no solamente está basada, aunque es muy importante el conocimiento de la tecnología, del idioma, pero también están los valores que nosotros como docentes damos. Muchísimas gracias a todos. Ahora sí, ya hablé mucho, teachers, vamos, los últimos minutos para ya empezar a despedirnos. A los demás administradores, micros abiertos, por favor, cámaras encendidas, todos. Encendemos las camaritas, sus palabras, por favor, para despedirnos de la comunidad y de este maravilloso año que ha sido para nosotros, el 2020. Sus palabras, no sean tímidos. Están los micros cerrados.
Bueno, empiezo yo. Agradecerles a todos por su apoyo constante, por acompañarnos durante todo este año, a todos los ponentes que nos han apoyado, que han estado junto con nosotros. Agradecer no solamente a los teachers por su generosidad, por todo el tiempo compartido, por todo este año maravilloso, sino también a todos mis colegas, amigos y administradores de English Teachers en Perú por esta enorme familia que tenemos. Y bueno, que sea un provechoso año nuevo el próximo, que nos dé muchas más emociones así fuertes, porque han sido emociones recontra fuertes durante todo este año, y desearles a todos no solamente una feliz Navidad, sino también un muy feliz año nuevo, que Diosito los bendiga, los cuide a todos ustedes, y bueno, eso por mi parte.
Bravo, chicos. Vamos.
Adelante, Kurt.
Bueno, ya voy a ser breve. Que viva la comunidad English Teachers in Perú. Bye, bye.
Gracias, Kurt. Thank you. Miss Lilia, Teacher Kevin, somebody else, ¿alguien más?
Yes, sí, igualmente comparto lo dicho por Kurt y por Ángela, que todos pues que sea un año de reflexión, de seguir pues trabajando arduamente como lo han demostrado, y pues disfrutar al menos cuando termine el año pues un tiempo también para nosotros los docentes, y reflexionar un poco y regresar con todas las pilas para marzo y todos los pendientes que podemos tener. Muchos éxitos a todos, mucha buena salud y para adelante. Gracias.
Muy bien, Kev. Bien. Miss, continúe, por favor.
Bien. Quería decirles a todos los maestros que están viéndonos, que siempre nos están acompañando, a los English Teachers, decirles una muy bonita Navidad, agradecerles por siempre estar con nosotros, por compartir nuestras publicaciones, por seguirnos, y también decirles que English Teachers in Perú somos únicos, incomparables, y que los queremos mucho, mucho, mucho. Cuídense, bendiciones para todos.
Bueno, Marielita, también quisiera dar unas cuantas palabras. Bien, colegas, muchísimas gracias por apoyarnos todo este año, más que nada a la comunidad, porque ha sido un gran aporte de que ellos han dado a nuestra comunidad, y desearles un feliz año nuevo y feliz Navidad, ¿no? Y que sigan confiando en English Teachers in Perú, que es una gran comunidad. Eso es todo.
Bravo. El nuevo no quiere hablar. No, mentira. Ya está.
Siempre. Muchas gracias por permitirme este tiempo también para saludar a todos los docentes de nuestro país. Agradecerles infinitamente por apoyarnos siempre, y sabemos que todos trabajamos para apoyarnos entre nosotros. Muchas gracias. Sabemos que este grupo va a seguir creciendo gracias a ustedes. Ok, nada más. Que Dios los bendiga y que estemos siempre juntos.
Bravo, Rubén. Sí, ya somos más de 14,000, ya pasamos ya por la meta que teníamos en realidad trazada para el año, y seguramente que el próximo año vamos a seguir creciendo y vamos a seguir comentando estos espacios para que podamos compartir y contribuir con el desarrollo profesional de en nuestro país, y también agradecer a muchos colegas que también se conectan de diferentes países, ¿no?, que también están presentes. Bien, ahora sí, creo que es el momento de despedirnos. Querido Michael, de repente algunas últimas palabras para poder cerrar esta sesión.
Sí, muchas gracias. Sí, la verdad también agradezco bastante al grupo, a todos ustedes por el gran labor que hacen. Gracias a esta comunidad, distintos profesores en distintos contextos tienen el chance de capacitarse, todo lo hacen con pasión, de forma, bueno, gratuita para que llegue al alcance de los demás profesores, y qué bueno que sea así, porque sí damos chance a que podamos crecer como personas profesionalmente, y nada, desearles a todos también una feliz Navidad, feliz Año Nuevo, bendiciones, y que este año haya sido de bastante reflexión, y así seguirá haciéndolo por el siguiente año. ¿Sí? Muchas gracias.
Gracias a ti, Michael, muchas gracias. Bien, entonces nos despedimos el día de hoy. Mr. Michael Navarro, Kurt Hay Vilela Matos, Miss Nancy Catherine Novoa, Miss Ángela Salazar Barrera, Teacher Kevin Laura de la Cruz, Teacher Rubén Rumi, Miss Lilia Espinosa, Miss Kimberly Linares, Teacher José Ortega. Bye, bye.
Bye.